Hello, Adam Bazalgette here, founder of SW Golf Academy. Coming over the top, it plagues people. Let's look at a facet that's rarely considered, the movement of the shoulders in this. Should the shoulder pitch be the same going back as coming through? It should not. Let's have a look. So Cam Smith on the left hitting an iron, and Bryson DeChambeau about to thunder another driver out there on the right. Now have a look there. There's the shoulder pitch, and if you look at Cam, he's beautifully, in terms of the shoulder angle versus the spine angle, beautifully perpendicular. So watch though, as they come through, how that will look different slightly beyond impact. Let's give him one more frame. Clearly a little bit steeper there. You'd see this even more so with the driver. There's Bryson going through, and quite a bit steeper there with his shoulder angle coming through. And that will really help you get on a good plane. Let's get outside, see if we can get you started. So let's start by working on the backswing shoulder turn so your head's nice and centered. I've put this coat hanger in the shape of a golfer, let's say hitting that way. If I turn him towards you or her and just turn the base, you see the head move side to side. Obviously you don't want that. So let's have a look at what it takes to feel how your head would stay still, get the correct backswing pivot as a starter. So in order to avoid this tendency to swivel and move your upper body around too much, you have to realize that it's going to feel different to you when you have a golf pivot versus when you just stand straight up and down like ordinary life and pivot. In this case, both sides say the same length. I just swizzle my shoulders. But when you're in a golf position, you have to feel some lengthening of that trail side. Effectively, you're feeling some side bend mixed into this turn. And if you do that properly, you'll get a nice centered looking pivot the way your head's nice and steady. So you have to work on this a little bit in front of the mirror. It's not that difficult. If you overdo the side bend, your upper body will topple towards the target. If you don't do it enough, you'll get that coat hanger look and be there. So just practice it without a club, then get the club in your hands, and you'll start to get the feeling. Once you're in that position, it's a lot easier to get this downswing. Turning to the downswing now, why is it such a different look in the shoulders going through as it was going back? Well, I'll show you here. Lydia Ko on the left, Jack Nicklaus on the right. That's two pretty good ones. And what you'll see in both cases, the hips are more or less under the spine. I mean, there's a fraction of spine tilt in a good golf swing, but basically the hips are right underneath the upper body. Now, let's get rid of those lines. What happens in the downswing that changes this? Watch Lydia's hips, say, relative to that car wheel on the front left of the car. Watch how they drive forward, but you'll notice her head stays pretty still. Once these hips have driven forward, let's say about that sort of a look there, it creates more side tilt of the spine. Watch Jack. We put a little line on his hips. Again, head pretty still, hips drive forward a good deal, and as they start to thrust up underneath him, that extra angle that wasn't there in the backswing is what steepens the look of the turn. Let's see if we can work on that. So try this at home. Get your pivot position, rear end just touching the wall. There's my backswing. Now I'm going to feel some slide along the wall, roughly ankle over hip, roughly that much slide. My head staying pretty still. And as I start to tuck my hips underneath me, I can feel how this has gotten steeper. So there's my turn there, slide my weight, and as I drive through and tuck my tail underneath me, I can definitely feel how much steeper it gets. It's easy and it will really help you get on plane. Work on this stuff. It could be a clue for you. Still got to close the club face more if you've been slicing through impact, but this will help.